Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes. In the top right, it's Rodney. Roudna? Rowden? We're just gonna call him Rod. Alright? The NE is silent. As the red Protoss player. Both players throwing out their pleasantries to kick things off. Rodney. Oh my god. How is this so difficult? Just spell it and in the bottom left, it is Power Cookie. But what kind of Power Cookie will he be on this day? Both these players seem to have some semblance of understanding of what you're supposed to do to kick the game off. A gateway, a barracks, probes, and an assimilator. So it appears we're a little bit above the wooden league here. Just barely. We'll find out where we end up. The probe looks on. If it stands behind the barracks, maybe the Terran won't be able to see it, unfortunately. Oh, yes, CV taking a little bit of a detour, and then snaps back into action. Alright. The classic Gateway Forge opener here. Just a staple of these less than meta-defining matches. The SCV will just go all the way down through to the second base. I'm not sure if that click-through is intentional, but it's here now, and it will get a scout if he cares to look. The probe will steal the gas and pay for it with his life, as Power Cookie does not take kindly to that. A Zealot on the way. No Cybercore yet. Neither player with more than 1 or 2 in gas so far, but there's the Cybercore after the Zealot and the second pylon in a location that doesn't really do anything. But, I mean, he's got a second pylon, so he's got that going for him. Power Cookie going for his expo. We got the +1 attack on the way. The ground weapons for Protoss. A photon cannon as well will grace the field. The SCV continues to look on, spinning around, waiting for its opportunity to strike, or more likely to be remembered that he exists. One's a little bit sadder than the other. He's moved. What is your play? He knows it's there. He has something to do with it. Factory? Command center? Probably factory. Maybe nothing. Who knows? Maybe he forgot again. But the gas goes down. It will be removed. Factory in the back of the base. And he is expanding at the same time. Rodney, just not going to see this, deciding to go forward. He's successfully set up his defenses. He's set up his cannon. He's got the high ground. He's got his ramp all walled off, and then says, fuck it, we're taking the low ground. I don't need any of that shit. I'm too good for that. So immediately making all of his previous defenses obsolete. On the other side, we do have a reactor and a tech lab so far. The units are being produced, but not incredibly quickly. No stim on the way. The real question is what's going to happen with this factory. An armory. Oh. An armory. Oh. And a tech lab on a factory in his base. I have a feeling that Thor is printing out his boarding pass, gonna take a quick flight, and he's gonna be here very soon. He doesn't want to give it away with the SCV. The gas, well, he doesn't really have as much gas as he needs for it yet. Building the starport on the other side, but we'll get there. I mean, you gotta compliment him for his improvisation here. The SCV just happened to be in the base. If Rodney was looking at it, he would have seen it. He would have realized that SCV had never left, but unfortunately, he missed that critical piece of information, and this means there's now a tech lab factory with an armory on the other side. Glaives are on the way alongside, +1 armor. The expansion happily mining, not knowing what mechanical terrors are being created. in the back of the base. He scans. He sees. He knows. But the probe... Rodney's right there. He's right there. He looks down. There's nothing to be seen. He gets distracted building a pylon. He was a hop, skip, and a hover away. But the unit count is 1 zealot and 1 mothership core. Power Cookie going with a 1-2 punch. He's got a Thor at the back. He's got Bile at the front. There's only a couple cannons, a mothership core. He might have 3 gateways, but he hasn't warped in any units. There's a Dark Shrine, Glaives +1, a Warp Prism. A Warp Prism doesn't shoot. The probe is right there. He caught a glimpse. No, he saw it. No, you saw it. He wasn't looking, though. He saw it. $78 to 53 APM. We'll have to see what the reaction is. A second Thor. He also sees the bio army at the front. But if he waits long enough, the DTs can make all the difference. Are there any scans? He's going to have 1 scan ready. The Dark Shrine isn't done yet. Two Thors are done now. An Observer is finishing. Another unit that is not going to help the bio towards the front. He scans forward. Will there be an overcharge? He has the Mothership Core. He has the Mothership Core. The Adepts come out. They do have Glaives and 1-1. We got some more units as well. The overcharge will drive everything back, but Thors are here, and yes, in plural. The Dark Shrine is completed. A probe will be obliterated. Will Rodney respond in time? We're going to the Rodney action cam. He's looking. He's staring at his Mothership Core. I don't think he hasn't realized a single thing yet. Oh shit! There are Thors! And panic sets in. He just lost all his power gateways. He can't warp in any. Okay, he has 1. He can warp in DTs eventually. He's not responding. Rodney.exe has stopped responding. If he kills the Dark... No, the Robo blocks the Thors, and he just bashes it out of the way. Thor's hammers are quite strong. He can warp in DTs. He could do it. The Adepts do not stand up to the hammers. You have the warp-ins. But the counter prism on the other side, there's literally no units to defend. The Adepts come out. He can warp in more. It's gonna be a base trade. A Thor Adept base trade. He says, fuck it. I don't need to defend when I could attack. You gotta respect a man who's so confident in his offensive capabilities. Thors, take down the Cyber Core. No more Adepts for you if he targets the Dark Shrine. But if he gets the Orbital, this is the only set of scans. And then there's nothing to kill the DTs. There is nothing to kill the DTs now. He needs to warp in, or he needs to build turrets. This is the last. It's burning. There's almost no SCVs. 8 SCVs left. He's killing the NG Bay as well. There's 1 scan. There's 1 scan. For a few more seconds he uses it, but it's not going to be enough. The DT slice through, but the Thors are ripping through the mineral line. The probe count is down to 17. There's still plenty at this expo. Both of them have plenty of money. If they just use it, he could lift his SCVs out of there. He needs to lift the command center. The orbital is going to burn. The main nexus is about to go down. The Thors slam through. Stim is done for the 0 units that he has that could potentially use Stim. The orbital's gone. The command center is lifted. The DTs only need to come back home and clean up these Thors, and that's the ball game. There are 2 command centers. He could still build an orbital at either one. He has the money to build an orbital and get those scans. It's not GG yet. He's mining from the gold. Rodney has no idea. All he knows is he has no units at home and has no interest in making them, but he has plenty of money in the bank. The Thors are trying to get down to the low ground, but these pesky buildings are in the way. It seems like Rodney knew better than us. Using that ramp actually ended up defending his expansion. Who would have thought? More cannons, but that pylon is powering everything. He's going for the pylon. He will take it out. All the cannons were there. He's walling the Thors off so they can't get out. But I'm not sure that's a long-term strategy. More are coming out. He's going for the forge. He killed the one in the main. This cannon will be powered, but that'll be the last one, and it's dead on arrival. More pylons are coming out. The probe count is dipping. There's nothing to kill the lifted buildings, and Power Cookie is mining once again. The building count is lowering. The probes, are there any one probe will escape. He's building a gateway. He still has a cyber for now. The Thor has 23 and 28 kills. Over 50 kills combined between these two behemoths. As he drops the hammer down on all the final buildings, the probes themselves feeling the heat. He's still... Power Cookie now has an orbital. The DTs have lost focus. They stand in the shadow of the barracks. It appears the Thors have induced a mental breakdown in Rodney. He just has no idea. There's another Thor! Three's Company! There's another one. Where did he find the money for that? Actually, he probably already had it back. But he's rebuilding in the corner. Because where else? He's down to one probe. That is the only probe. There are still 4 DTs. The DTs are coming home. Remember, there is an orbital. But if he doesn't scan in time, or if he drops mules, that doesn't necessarily matter. There's a single probe in a dream. If he keeps building... No, don't build... It's so good he can't build that assimilator, because then he couldn't build any more probes. I mean, he can mine the minerals. Don't build another... He can't afford another pylon. You have 900 gas! You don't need any gas! You only have 1 probe to mine with! I'm sure everybody's flustered right now. Of course they're flustered. This is getting crazy. There are 2 scans ready. The DTs just walk past the first Thors. There's another! Where did this come from? There's a depot in there. Why is there a depot? The DTs come back. I'm not sure targeting the factory is the highest percentage play. The adepts are moving around. Will the Thors come back? He lifts the factory. So, if he splits the DTs, he could buy a little bit more time. The Dark Shrine will be taken out, but I don't think there was a risk of any more units coming out of that. 2 more DTs. It all comes down to the scan reactions. He has his orbital hotkeyed. He has a command center at the back that could be an orbital. He needs to attack the Thors. If he can kill the Thors, he has a dream. The probes are mining. There's a scan. 2 DTs gonna go down. There's still... If he could find this base... There's another scan. The Thors... No, don't go for the SCV. He's trying to bait out a scan, but he gets on top of the Thor. There's no response. No scan. He gets 1. That's 1 for 4. 3 left. The observer comes back. I'm pretty sure he's just using... No, he's not using the select army hotkey. He's not scanning. He's not scanning. He's panicking. 2 Thors down. It's 2 on 2. The Thors still hold the upper hand. Power Cookie needs to find the power within himself to hit that scan button. That's all he needs to do. I mean, at the same time, Rodney, he's back to mining. Where is Power Cookie looking? He sees it. But there's only 1 Thor left. He scans. Is he going to turn and fight the DTs? Dodge. He will survive. Both DTs survive. There's still 1 more scan. He comes back in for another pass. The scan. No, the Thor turns around. Archon, no! 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 This is the worst possible choice! There's another Thor! I don't know. And Archon never had any hope. He throws it away. Power Cookie. It comes together. Has he found the... He doesn't know where the base is. Where's he going? He's going over here. He's looking for it. But Rodney's... He could supply block him. There are still 3 Thors on the map. Rodney's rebuilding. Slowly, the Thors will look around. They will not find the base yet. There's a zealot searching. The only base that hasn't been scouted is the one in the front. He's rebuilding an armory because that Thor production is absolutely essential. And the thing is, it's what's won him the game so far. I mean, it's not over yet. There's a gateway on the way. The Thors are not queued up to go to this corner base. There's another Thor looking around. The patrolling Thors. It has been an interesting... well, we've gotten here. He finishes the armory. Will we see another Thor join the production tab? He has the supply for now until this depot dies. If this depot dies, he doesn't have the supply anymore. He has no depots left. That's his last depot. He only has the command centers. But the Thors find Rodney's base! This could be it! There's no more tech. There's nothing he can warp in. The gateway's dead. 44 kills and 0. We got a fresh one and a commander. That probe trying to escape. The Thors trying to body block, then realizing they have massive cannons on their arms. Trying to chase down another. Oh, they're trying to line up the shot. They don't quite get it. He throws down a spray. He does. What? Of all the times to spray. I don't. He's gonna try to expand, but there's 10 minerals too short. 10 more minerals and he could extend this game a little further. But I think finally this base has been found by Rodney. No, he's just now about to search the critical game-winning base. The Zealot will find it and will be fought. But Rodney has left the game. Power Cookie seems to have just been powerful enough. Ugh. He got a few bites taken out of him, but at the end of the day, the Thors reign supreme. And he's still